Washington?
Captain Hamilton. We've been expecting you.
His Excellency has had his eye on you, Captain.
Your skill and bravery at Trenton are not your only recommendations.
Trying to embarrass me, gentlemen.
Don't be modest, Captain. I know His Excellency would be most impressed by the care with which you carry his personal trunk, containing priceless and breakable memorabilia.
Can you tell me, sir, what this summons is about?
But what else?
To be one of the chosen.
Of course. An aide de camp.
I am honored.
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
Mm-hmm. And don't be too honored till we tell you what the General expects of his aides.
We go very late to bed and are very early up.
We not only execute orders, but we are actually required to think.
Indeed, sir. The weight of the whole war will be on your shoulder.
Just so it's no heavier than this damnable trunk.
There's more.
More?
Much more.
More.
Well, Captain Hamilton, I see that Tillman and Lawrence have you busy already.
Well, idle hands make work for the devil, sir.
Yes. I suppose they've told you why you're here and what's expected of you.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
Good. Have you decided to join us?
Sir, I shall be proud to serve you. Once we discuss my new rank.
But the honor is not enough.
I think it only proper, sir, in view of the work required, that I have the same rank as your other aides, Lieutenant Colonel.
But you'd have me jump you 2 ranks at barely 20 years of age, Captain Hamilton?
Yes, sir. Because I shall prove my worth to you as I have already proven it to these gentlemen.
When I was your age, I asked Governor Dinwiddie to make me adjutant of the Virginia Regiment, and he said I had gall enough for twice my age. I finally met a man with equal gall. Lieutenant Colonel Hamilton.
Colonel.
But how did it happen? I did not think he would risk his entire army.
He had to, sir. You all wanted him to save Philadelphia.
Why did he make you stand at Brandywine? The Redcoats overwhelmed him.
Another Long Island disaster.
My God, to have to run from them again.
Gentlemen, he performed miracles. With inexperienced troops, they did not panic, but fought like regulars.
A bloody rout is a bloody rout, Colonel Hamilton.
Be grateful that General Washington is still alive and not taken prisoner, for only he can keep this army from defeat.
That, sir, is a matter for debate.
Gentlemen, hurry, hurry. Washington will need more than miracles to bring order out of this chaos. Go! Go!
Tried to pick Philadelphia clean, sir, before the Redcoats could march down Market Street.
That's it?
These wagons are all we could fill.
We desperately need more shoes and clothing.
What I have, I took by force, sir. Our patriotic merchants hid their goods.
Yes, I know.
Sir.
You didn't have enough to torment me with grasping merchants. Congressmen serving their precious states before their country, but these pompous, self-serving officers who... Look at those men. Starving, no shoes, but they're willing to fight and die for freedom. Even if we have to cross 100 rivers and mountains, we will not give up. We'll hit them where they least expect us, and we'll survive. By God. We'll survive.
Oh, and make sure that that's sent to General Greene first thing in the morning.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what you're all grumbling about. This is luxury compared to some of the accommodations I had when I was surveying the wilderness for Lord Fairfax.
Could I have ever been so young? Let's stop for tonight, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I have a message from General Sterling.
Bad news, sir?
Damn them!
What is it? Sterling has learned of a letter General Conway sent to Gates in which he blames General Washington for all our defeats. Oh, listen to this. Heaven has determined to save your country, or a weak general and bad counselors would have ruined it.
And Conway and Gates are in league against him?
They would put Gates in his place.
Yes?
Please.
Sir, our fears were justified.
Congress has elected Horatio Gates, President of the Board of War.
And is to keep his rank as Senior Major General in the army that he's now to supervise. He wants it all, sir.
Our first duty is to save this country from the enemy. If we start a war between brother patriots, it could destroy the cause quicker than British guns.
What if your enemies within are the more deadly?
But, General, we must do something now.
There is a major plot against your excellency.
And it isn't just Thomas Mifflin and Richard Henry Lee. Conway has been whispering to Congress. And now there's a strong faction in the Board of War.
Gates is their hero, and you are blamed for every defeat.
You know what they're up to, sir. Sir, Sir, they want to force you to resign.
I say stop them now before it is too late.
You must confront the Congress. Expose the plot.
Root out that nest of traitors and demand that you take over the complete running of the war.
To make George Washington a tyrant, is that what we're fighting for?
The cabal intends to put Gates, or Lee if they can get him back from the British, or even Conway at the head of this army. Now, would you stand by, sir, and let that happen?
Yes, by God, I will. For what we do here will light the way for all of those who come after us.
Sir, but
we want no kings or tyrants, but free men.
Sir, you do not
I
understand.
cherish all of your concern for me, gentlemen. But this is something I must handle in my own way. Now, you've all had a long day. You must be exhausted. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Bonsoir, mon général.
Yes.
The new Inspector General has arrived.
May I present Major General Conway, sir?
You seem surprised, General Washington. Had not Congress advised you of my arrival?
It is your new rank that surprises me, sir.
It is merely suitable to an Inspector General.
Our Brigadier Senior to you will be enraged.
I care little for the opinions of others. I have come to do a job, and you may rest assured I shall do it. The resolution of Congress that charges me with reforming this army.
The Board of War was to supply you with instructions. Where are they, General Conway?
Since I hurried here, sir, they will be forwarded.
Then you will wait.
Sir?
You cannot serve as Inspector General until I see your instructions.
General Washington, I have come a great distance to help you. I had hoped you'd show suitable gratitude.
For what? Your presumption?
You refer to the letter I wrote to General Gates.
I'm referring to you, sir, and who you are.
Why must Your Excellency, who commands an army raised for the defense of liberty, conduct such a tyrannical inquisition?
I will not listen to...
Let him finish.
Let us compose our differences. You need me, sir, to make that rabble out there into a real army.
While you were off swilling wine and courting Congress for your own advancement, that rabble worked and drilled in the snow to turn themselves into a real army. And you are not worthy to carry their coat pot! Colonel Hamilton, show General Conway to the door.
Sir, you and General Gates and your Board of War have just been given notice.
Notice?
General Washington is the commander-in-chief of this army. General Washington, may I present Friedrich Wilhelm Augustus von Steuben, Baron of Hohenzollern in Hechingen, late of the Prussian army.
Großes Herr General Washington the Große.
The Baron greets Washington the Great.
Ich will
sorry,
nicht...
sir, but I have to translate what the gentleman says. Entschuldigen Sie bitte, Herr Baron.
Ja.
Bitte.
Ich will nicht keine Reichtum oder Auszeichnungen.
He declares he wishes neither riches nor titles.
Aber bloß zu haben das Recht zu kaufen auf Kosten von meiner Blut.
Merely the right to purchase at his blood's expense.
Der Ehren von verteidigen deine Recht und deine Freiheit.
The honor of defending your rights and liberty.
Please tell the Baron he's about to embark on the ultimate challenge. To make this army march as one.
Attention!
My American soldiers, hello!
You have been chosen as Baron von Steuben's model company to learn the uniform code of drill. You will then become drill sergeants for your own units. Until the Baron has mastered our language, he will give his commands by rote.
Head up, chest in! Chest in, got out! Was ist los?
Yeah, you've got it backwards, sir. His chest out, gut in.
Ah, got in, not out. Like von Steuben.
I've heard you've squelched Generals Conway and Gates. Even their friends in Congress ignore them.
Horatio Gates is still one of our valued generals, as you are, my friend. I see they fed you well in captivity.
Yes, sir. I see now your men can stand in ranks.
We can do far more than that, General, as you shall see.
Many Tory families slipped aboard at the last moment, sir. upward of 100 sail moved down the Delaware, leaving the army behind.
They could fool us by turning round in the bay.
But a Delaware rider just brought word that they have already passed Chesapeake Light. And a washerwoman said that the redcoat officers have ordered their linen delivered at once, finished or unfinished.
Those redoubts that Clinton has built above the city are to cover his crossing. He intends to move his troops into New Jersey.
Now we will march into Philadelphia in triumph.
I want no pomp. I'll send a small detachment under General Arnold to secure the city.
But the people there would be heartened if
This is our chance to strike the enemy with our reborn army.
If we could defeat Clinton, he might become so discouraged he would consider ending the war.
Once they cross the Delaware, we'll follow them, staying north, moving through the hills.
General, we have located the enemy.
He marches northeast toward Monmouth. Sir, his lines must be 12 miles long with his baggage wagons.
This could be the place to attack.
Summon my senior officers.
Yes, sir.
Mon General, let me lead the attack.
My dear Marquis.
I am embarrassed that your Congress has made me a Major General, and I must prove that I am worthy of this exalted rank.
Your time will come, but not now.
Yes, sir.
Sir, it could quickly become a high-stakes game if you attack.
So be it.
Sir, at least give me a line command under Lafayette. I know that I'm ready for that.
This is not the time to discuss.
Sir, I didn't
I
mean
have
that.
had all I can take of you and Hamilton and Lafayette wanting commands.
But this battle will be critical. We have worked hard to make soldiers of a rabble, as our enemy likes to call us. And now we must find out whether we have succeeded. So we will hit them before they reach the Monmouth courthouse. A victory here could change everything.
General, I am appalled at the very idea of bringing on a major battle. The enemy has never been in such excellent condition or so well disciplined. The French may soon be here to help us. Why put our army at such a disadvantage?
We will attack only Clinton's rear guard. We'll try to avoid a general action.
Yes, but if the entire Redcoat army turns to fight us, we will be destroyed.
It is a risk we must take. I need experience and maturity in command of such a dangerous venture. I need you, General Lee.
Let someone who believes in it be your scapegoat.
As General Greene is with the main army, perhaps the Marquis de Lafayette.
He's hardly more than a boy. He's not capable to lead such an attack.
A young officer can make up for lack of experience with spirit, and that our young Marquis has in abundance. Command is yours, General Lafayette.
Thank you, Mon General.
This conference is adjourned, gentlemen. Yes?
You are determined to go ahead with this?
Yes, I am.
I cannot let you put your fate into the hands of a green general who has smelled gunpowder in but 2 battles.
I have a feeling about him. And I have no other major general I can spare.
As your second in command, I do have a responsibility to lead the attack.
You've changed your mind. It must be pressed with great vigor.
You doubt my capacity?
No, not your capacity. Your will.
I am as determined as you to see us prevail.
God knows you are my most experienced general. But Lafayette...
Let it be me.
Lafayette will understand.
Why did it take Lee so long to engage?
I gave him your orders soon after sunup.
Captain! What's happened? Captain! Sir, what is this?
Sir, I was ordered to withdraw.
Who gave that order?
I'm not sure, sir. They were shouting, fall back, so I fell back.
Rest your men on the other side of the fence and reform them. There's a battle yet to be fought.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of this? Sir? This retreat, this confusion. What's happened? General Lee, speak up. My officers disrupt my strategy. Disobedience! They bring me contradictory intelligence. Why have you given up the field? Because we cannot stand against them.
You know this foolish enterprise was against my advice.
Why did you take the command if you did not intend to press the attack?
By God, you shall not talk to me like that.
Damn you, get off the field. You're relieved of your command. General Washington! The enemy! Must we order a general retreat? No! By God, we'll fight! Officers, move your men behind the fence! Quickly! We'll meet them here, then drive them back! Hurry, soldiers! Fill in the gap! Major, move your men to the other side of the trees! Quickly! Hurry, soldiers! Hurry! Captain, fill in the gap! This day will be one to tell your children and your grandchildren of! A day of glory! Concentrate his cannon on the hollow where they're forming up. Yes, sir!
Make ready! Take
My God, we shall not be moved from this hill.
Damn them, they're trying to turn our left.
Tell Sterling to wheel his men and beat them back. My boys, a day is ours.
By God, our lads stood off the best army in the world. Can we not reach them?
General, the men need water desperately. Some have died of the heat.
We must break off, Your Excellency, or we could lose all that we've gained.
Very well.
You have wronged me, sir. I meant to make a stand at the very spot where you accosted me. I saved your bloody army. How dare you order me from the field? The victory would have been mine.
For 20 years, I have been in awe of you professional soldiers. Loudon, Braddock, Forbes, Gates, all of you. I've listened to you, respected you, deferred to your judgment. My God, no more. General Lee, you're finished in this army. Get out of my sight.
You must tell the French ambassador that this new nation is desperate. Our resources have been devastated by 5 bitter years of war.
I understand, Your Excellency.
Our enemy holds the capital town and most of New York State. Cornwallis has captured Georgia and holds the rest of the South at his mercy.
Mon General,
Damnation, sir, I can wait no longer. You must send your fleet from the West Indies to help us.
Sir, the Marquis is in our army, not the French.
The Marquis knows this is not aimed at him.
General Washington. I rode the night rather than trust dispatches to a courier. Gates' army has been routed.
I can't believe it.
The Carolinas are gone. Perhaps Virginia next. Gates made no effort to make another stand. By evening, he was 60 miles from the battle on a very fast horse.
That's the posturing fool they would put in your place.
We must strike a blow at Clinton in New York if we are to save our Southern army.
Sir, we haven't a sufficient force.
Yes, well, together with the French troops at Newport, we might. I've waited long enough for our cherished allies to ready themselves to fight. Protocol be damned. I'll go to Rochambeau myself.
May fortune shine on your efforts here, General Rochambeau.
Que la fortune éclaire vos efforts, Général Rochambeau.
Au grand général de la liberté, George Washington, Sa Suprême Majesté Louis XVI envoie ses salutations, auxquelles j'ajoute les miennes.
To the great General of Freedom, George Washington, His Supreme Majesty Louis XVI sends his greetings, to which General Rochambeau heartily joins his own.
All of America salutes the great French army.
Toute l'Amérique salue la grande armée française.
Et toute la France salue la grande armée américaine.
And all of the France salutes the great American army.
Let us also drink to the recapture of New York City.
Son Excellence George Washington dit, buvons à la reprise de la ville de New York.
Ah non, messieurs.
Et he says no, sirs.
Votre armée américaine n'est pas très puissante.
Your American army is not very
Même avec les
strong.
deux forces unies.
And even together with his small force, we are not the equal of the British, who are waiting behind their massive fortifications to slaughter us.
Tell the general that I have heard that a grand French fleet will be in the West Indies this
Une
summer.
grande flotte française arrive aux Indes
general
occidentales cet été.
Could persuade his government to send those ships and those soldiers to New York City, and then we would be strong enough.
A envoyé cette flotte à New York. Et ensuite, en ce moment, nous les Alliés, nous serions alors les plus forts.
Mais mon cher Lafayette, Cornwallis menace actuellement la Virginie.
He says, my dear General, Cornwallis is now menacing Virginia. And the fleet of Admiral de Grasse is closer to the Chesapeake.
Pourrait-on séparer Cornwallis de sa flotte?
And perhaps it would be possible to cut off Cornwallis from his navy and supplies, and together attack him in force. Would this not be tempting, General? No?
But how would we get both armies out from under Clinton's eyes
Comment pourrait-on tirer nos deux armées
march south without
et marcher au sud
the enemy knowing it?
sans que l'ennemi ne le sache pas?
Dites-lui, s'il y a un moyen, Georges le renard le trouvera.
He says, if there is a way, George the fox, that is what he calls you. George the Fox will find it.
I see now why they call you the bulldog of the battlefield, General Rochambeau.
Il comprend maintenant, il vous appelle le chien taureau de...
Chien.
Non, 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 non.
Chien, qu'est-ce que ça veut dire, ça, chien?
Non, chien taureau, chien féroce, bulldog.
Oh, bulldog?
Bulldog.
Ah, bulldog, oui, 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 j'ai compris, oui.
Perhaps two stubborn
Et
men,
peut-être
perhaps two stubborn men, each having met his match, can now agree to do something.
Et peut-être deux hommes têtus, en rencontrant leur égal, peuvent maintenant s'accorder à faire quelque chose.
Eh bien, moi, je bois à quelque chose.
He says he will drink to something.
A decent breakfast with General Arnold should restore my good spirits.
tell you, I've never been more frustrated. Is the French fleet coming, or isn't it, Hamilton? Here, sir. Here, sir. Here, sir.
Sir, General Arnold has gone to West Point to prepare a welcome for you.
We are a bit late, sir.
Well, if you gentlemen hadn't taken us off the main road because of some probable false report of an enemy patrol.
Well, one cannot be too careful, sir.
And what of Mrs. Arnold?
She's not yet risen.
I suppose it is a fashion for pretty ladies to sleep late. You stay behind, Hamilton, to receive any dispatches. We'll proceed on to West Point.
Forgive us, sir. We would have prepared a suitable reception at West Point if only we had been notified you were to arrive.
Well, I was informed General Arnold preceded me.
Sir, we have not seen the General.
He knew I was to be here.
Perhaps General Arnold has landed at another redoubt. If you care to, Your Excellency, the gun emplacements are ready for your inspection.
Yes, come in.
Washington, a rider just brought a packet of papers sent to you from the Croton River Post. I think you should look at them right away, sir. Arnold has betrayed us.
How?
3 Patriot irregulars stopped a lone horseman in civilian dress who behaved in such an agitated fashion that they searched him. Found these in his boots. Official pass made out to John Anderson to move between the lines, signed by Benedict Arnold. And this? Secret information from our last council of war, useful to an enemy who planned to capture West Point. Incredible.
This John Anderson. Perhaps he can be made to talk.
He already has. They sent a letter to His Excellency along with the packet. He's Major Jean Andre, Adjutant General of the British Army, and he has the gall to claim he isn't a spy and refuses to tell us where Arnold is.
I want Arnold. I'll hang that traitor if it's the last thing I do on God's earth.
He must have escaped downriver.
Colonel Hamilton, gallop to King's Ferry. We have forces there who could stop his barge before it's too late.
Yes, sir.
General Washington! Sir, Mrs. Arnold is going mad. She's screaming for you.
Bring me General Washington! Ah!
Arnold?
General Arnold is gone. He's gone forever. There, the spirits have carried him up there. They put hot irons in his head.
Mrs. Arnold, here is His Excellency.
No, you're not General Washington.
Arnold,
No.
how can I help?
General Arnold cannot protect me.
How can I help?
Gone. Hot irons. I have hot irons in my head. Burning me. Burning me. Burning me. Burning
You must find him. He must not escape. Do you hear me? I want to see him hang.
Protect me. He's gone forever. They're burning me.
I could be sure that Arnold would tonight send a raiding party across this river to try to capture Boyle.
We hear rumors that Arnold has been made a brigadier general in His Majesty's regulars and will fight against us.
Yes?
Sir, Another mutiny.
The Jersey troops at Pompton Lakes had defied their officers and set out for Trenton.
What the British have failed to do in 5 years of war, this spreading revolt within our own army could accomplish overnight.
Sir, you know what must be done.
An example must be set. Seize one or two of the mutineers. Let them be tried and shot by their own kind.
That could incite further revolt.
Our liberties are lost if armed soldiers dictate terms to their country.
Yes, sir.
Make ready!
Be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Hallowed. Give us this day our daily bread.
Take aim!
Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And deliver us not into evil.
Fire!
Sir, it's Richard Henry Lee.
I was told I'd find you already about, General Washington.
Mr. Lee, you must have ridden all night.
All the way from Virginia. Our Southern Army's done little more than play the fox to Cornwallis's hounds. The capital has fallen.
My wife, is she?
Yes, I stopped by Mount Vernon on my way, knowing you'd be concerned. She's safe for the moment.
Thank God.
But there is nothing to stop Arnold from sending British warships up the Potomac.
If I could capture that traitor.
Perhaps you can.
Congress is now ready to offer you what amounts to dictatorial power in Virginia if you will lead 2,000 or 3,000 good troops.
I would take far more than that. And I will not divide this army so that we could rescue Virginia at the risk of losing Philadelphia and New England.
You would turn your back on the land we both love?
Where's Colonel Abbott? Upstairs, Your Excellency.
Trench, Rochambeau is still dawdling. I must speak with you, Colonel Hamilton.
Sir, I'll be there in a moment. He's in another fury about the French, and I'm not sure I'm up to it right now. I worked with him by smoky candlelight half the night, planning the capture of Arnold. My eyes are 2 burned holes and an empty skull.
A feeling I am familiar with. You'd best go to him. He has a great deal to concern him.
So have I.
You have kept me waiting at the head of the stairs. I must tell you, sir, you treat me with disrespect.
Do I? Well, if that's the way you feel, sir, maybe it's time I left your service.
If it be your choice.
You shall have my resignation as soon as my hand can write it. Colonel Tillman tells me you wish to heal our differences.
Well, I'm sure that we both regret what happened. And would put this entire affair behind us.
It happened for a reason, sir, and I will not withdraw my resignation.
I have always treated
Oh, yes. You sent me on important missions, encouraged me to preside at the headquarters table, such scraps from your bounty.
Colonel Hamilton.
I begged to be in the field, to lead troops in battle, but you always put me off, so I will take no more, sir.
I know how frustrated you've been, Alex. I felt the same way at your age. I forget that you have a destiny of your own. Perhaps you'll stay on until you can be replaced.
Of course, sir. Of course.
There's nothing further to say. Is there?
No, sir. There's nothing.
Alex? You shall have your line command.
Thank you, sir.
Back
By God, Lawrence, you have brought news as to stir the blood.
Sir, the others will be here as soon as their aides can gather them.
A powerful French fleet under Admiral de Grasse with 3,000 land troops has left the West Indies and sails directly for the Chesapeake.
The time is now. For de Grasse's fleet can only stay a few weeks. So, if we are to trap Cornwallis at Yorktown, we must reach the Chesapeake by the time the Admiral arrives.
But as soon as Clinton sees us break camp, sir,
we won't let him see us. We'll make him think that we still plan to attack New York.
But how will we leave New York and march south hundreds of miles without the enemy knowing?
We found a way to deceive them on Long Island. Now we must be even more clever.
Well, what do you think? Would it fool you?
The few men we leave behind will make a company seem like a dozen regiments.
They'll light hundreds of these campfires each night.
These same men will harass the British outposts every night.
Mon General, the fleet of Admiral de Grasse has reached within the Virginia Capes. He has 3,000 troops that will meet us at Jamestown.
And Cornwallis can no longer escape by sea.
He's trapped, sir.
Sir, our men have dug trenches as close to the British lines as they dare.
Those two forward enemy redoubts will play havoc with any attack. You see how they prevent us from drawing the noose around Yorktown?
And we could pound them with the mass cannon, sir. Perhaps in a few days.
We don't have a few days, General Knox. Clinton could be on his way to rescue Cornwallis, and Admiral de Grasse has warned us that he must send his fleet soon to protect the West Indies.
Those two redoubts cannot delay us any longer. They must be taken quickly and by storm.
Very well, sir.
We'll move our cannon closer, dominate their defenses.
The French will attack Redoubt 9. We will attack Redoubt 10.
If we succeed, we have a chance to end the war here. General Lafayette is commander of the assault. Colonel Hamilton, you will lead the attack. Colonel Lawrence, your regiment will follow. Advance in the dark, as silently as you can. Muskets unloaded, only bayonets. Surprise and terror will be your main weapons. May Providence be with you.
Fix bayonets!
Fix bayonets!
Pioneers forward! Hurry! Hurry!
Sir, fire your signal.
Move quickly, quickly.
Stay together.
Battalion, forward!
Sir, Colonel Lawrence men, they're in position.
C'est le triomphe! We are victorious! We have taken redoubt number 10 and the French redoubt number 9. Casualties? 1 sergeant and 8 privates have been killed in the American assault. 25 were wounded. I am afraid that the French have suffered greater casualties.
The officers?
Colonels Hamilton and Lawrence are unharmed. They will report later.
Thank God.
Cornwallis has no choice but to surrender his entire army. Play the Yankee Doodle.
Sir, vous vous trompez, monsieur. Le général de notre armée est là.
Sir, the Earl Cornwallis is indisposed. I am second in command.
Since the Earl chose to send one of his subordinates, General Lincoln will accept the surrender.
Your Excellency. Sir, my sword.
Sir, you may retain your sword.
Forward, forward!
Though our ministers discuss peace with the British, we are still at war, Colonel, and I do not approve. It is destructive of our liberties.
They know how you feel, sir. So they do not want you there at the secret meeting.
Well, I cannot believe that.
Then you do not know the depth of their anger, General. If Congress still refuses to honor its promise of back pay and pensions, your officers will march on Philadelphia. They say if you lead them, you can control the Congress, determine the future of this new nation. If you refuse, I will simply turn to General Gates.
Do you agree with them, Alex? Yes?
General Washington. The dispatch from South Carolina. Colonel Lawrence.
Yes, a message?
No, sir, he...
Well, for God's sake, what is it?
He was leading a band of irregulars against the British outside Charleston. He was killed, sir.
I can't believe it.
pointless skirmish. The war all but over. My God, why?
We are treated like an old horse. To be shot when its usefulness is done. Gentlemen, I say that Congress cannot hear words. Only action. Sir, you are not expected at this meeting.
Nevertheless, I'm here.
Sir, your officers are gathered here to...
Officers who have shared so much with me will not stop me from saying what I came to say. You have read this? Yes. Broadside given to all officers except your commander-in-chief. It calls for the army to take over the government. Right. I quote, "If peace comes, never sheath your swords until you have obtained what is your right." It is our right. Your right. My God, what can this writer want? Is he a friend of this army? Yes. A friend of this country? Yes. No, damn him, he's a foe. Perhaps an agent from the British plotting our ruin by creating discord between the civil and the military.
If you will not lead us, sir, stand aside.
I will not stand aside. And if you try to silence me, you are asking for a nation in which freedom of speech is taken away. And dumb and silent we are led like sheep to the slaughter. You are men of honor. You know that if any army be allowed to terrorize civilian government for political ends, the future of this country will be lost in darkness. I know you. I have fought beside you. I have listened to your cries. I've grieved with you. And we are bound together in a sacred brotherhood of free men. Be true to it! And you will be true to yourself. True to the highest aspirations of these United States. I have a letter from a member of Congress, and they are trying to do justice to this army. Let me read it. Not only grown gray, but almost blind in service of my country. My dear gentlemen, perhaps someone else can read this. For I have said all I came to say.
With a heart full of love and gratitude, I take my leave of you. I most devoutly wish that your latter days be as prosperous and happy as your former ones have been glorious and honorable. I cannot come to each of you, but shall feel obliged if each of you would come and take me by the hand.